Whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all know I found out that when I be on here, I be rapping on beat. I be hearing the beat, but the beat don't be on beat. I be hearing the beat on beat. But when y'all get to hearing that motherfucker, it don't sound like shit. So it's a delay in that. So I guess I'll just start letting this beat play right here. Today we about to get into some motherfucking cosmic P. You see it at the bottom? It's so P. It is. Yeah. And we finna deal with evil spirits. How many of you niggas scared of evil spirits? If you're catching this on a replay, drop a comment. Are you in fear of evil spirits? What are evil spirits? And I got two evil spirits that you must all times 99% of the 98% of the time you must stay away from. But you all know them. It ain't no spirit that you never heard of. That's just how the title get you. So I got you in here, clickbait. And what are these two evil spirits? What the fuck is these two evil spirits that everybody's scared of? Let's get them on YouTube, on TikTok, over here to YouTube. YouTube, nigga. And we definitely ain't gonna be here long today. I just missed y'all. So, what are these evil spirits that exist? Well, for one, if you paid attention to my video from yesterday, right, where we dealt with one of the cosmic principles that I'm bringing forth here to you, which is refine your standards, lower your expectations. It's probably not what you expect that I'm about to say. Some spirit that you need to use and get your ex gone, or get your baby daddy or your baby mama don't. No, this ain't that type of spirit. Matter of fact, it is. Matter of fact, that is the type of spirit that'll get their ass gone. Get their ass up out of here. If you got enough of it, if you're channeling it the right way, this spirit will do all of that. Damn, I feel like I'm breaking up. But enough with the mystery. These two evil spirits are very simple. This is what I call evil. Ignorance is the number one evil. The number two evil is fear. The number two evil is fear. Yes, ignorance and evil. We're going to get into why ignorance and evil are the top evil spirits that you should stay away from. Why? What did we talk about the other day, right? We talked and told you that spirits are thought forms. Hint, hint. It ain't that fucking scary. I mean, it is. The way motherfuckers think, it is fucking scary. It's fucking terrifying. I'm sharing this right now on my other social medias. Give me a second. It's fucking terrifying, the type of thought forms and the mindsets that I hear spiritual people have. I get it from everyday normal who people y'all call NPCs. But y'all, a lot of us are in fear, I say ignorance, right? Why are we in fear? Why do we live and sleep with this spirit, fear? Why do we live and sleep with this spirit of ignorance? I need to watch and make sure I ain't breaking up, chopping up. All right. I guess it's just my channel doing that shit. So, ignorance. Let's start off with ignorance, right? What is ignorance? I like to use this analogy when we dealing with ignorance, and I say ignorance is actually the cause of the effect, and the effect is evil. S-O motherfucking P. Shout out to Marcos Lucas. We standing on motherfucking principle. This is what leads to evil, and it's ignorance, right? Because we all know, right? Spirits are nothing but energies, right? And we also know, right, because we've been talking, right, about these principles are spirits are thought forms. So if spirits are energies and thought forms, let's look at this. Let's use electricity as an energy example, right? If you plug your iPhone into the socket and it charges your phone, that's good, right? Your phone going dead. You need it. Nothing wrong with that. Why are you saying that? No way. I'm easily saying that because it's simple. If you plug a fucking, if you make a mistake and plug in a fork into a socket and get shocked, that's some evil shit. That's evil. It can be considered evil. If you fuck around and cuss out your baby mama, then walk outside and get struck by lightning, that's gonna be considered evil, right? Like, oh, he must have been on some evil. He must have been on some whatever the fuck case. But evil is the classification. It's not what it is. When we talked about spirit yesterday, what the form is just a channel for the force. So it's not that is evil. It's your ignorance of it that makes these things evil. That's what we're getting into today. Obviously, electricity is not fucking evil, right? Obviously, if you look at a a thing of bleaching on the back of it, got skulls and bones on it, right? Does that mean that it's fucking evil? So when you see skulls and bones in my background, why do you think that's evil? You don't pick up a bottle of bleach or a bottle of acetone or a can of acetone and say it's evil. So evil is a classification that's based off of ignorance. So maybe there's only one true evil, ignorance. And ignorance doesn't mean the way that they call black people nigger means ignorant person of color or whatever the fuck they called it. Ignorance just means lack of understanding. That's it. Ignorance means lack of understanding. That's as simple as it can be put. So if you lack understanding, that's evil to me. So but can evil be can evil be rid of? Can you get rid of evil? I think you motherfucking can. I know you can. Hold up. I know you can get rid of evil. How do you get rid of evil? Knowledge. Knowledge rids evil. Knowledge gets rid of evil. If you're here watching, hit the like button, drop an SOP in the comments. Knowledge get rid of evil. That's the only thing that can purify evil is knowledge. So now that you know electricity, sticking a fork in electricity can cause damage to you and your fucking nervous system, you're no longer victim to the evils of what you call. If you show up fucking 1492 when Christopher Columbus so-called sailed the ocean blue and you got a fucking cell phone and taking pictures, you fucking evil. But is it really evil? Are you really on some witchcraft shit? Are you? No, the people around you just don't have the capacity to understand that it's only a camera. And even those times they didn't have fucking cameras. So you get through ignorance, you get through the evil ignorance by getting a understanding, by going through a process where you have to use your ego, which is your analytical mind. Am I making this clear? Hopefully, I'm making this clear to y'all. Like, it's very simple about what evil is. It's not the fucking devil. The devil is a concept. That's the devil is a form. And that form don't have to be physical. It can be a mental concept that a force sits behind. And of course, there's levels to this devil shit, right? There's levels to this evil shit. There's levels to it. So you got fear and fucking ignorance. Let's read some. Fear and fucking ignorance. This it says, check this out. During meditation, if he is able to maintain his concentration, they appear in the forms of visions, dreams, varying sounds, clear voices, different types of music, and even object animals and human beings can be materialized. What are you talking about? Hold up, because I read the wrong goddamn one. It says, if a man experiments, right, with sex, drugs, and alcohol, it should not be the act which is judged, but his purpose for which he practices it. What's your mental attitude? Hold on, I think I'm breaking up, y'all. Hold up. Looks like I'm breaking up. What's your mental attitude towards these things? What's your mental awareness? What's your intention behind these things? This is how we get to this point. This is how we get to the point of ridding evil. What did I say evil was? Ignorance. Ignorance, which means you're separate from truth. You're separate from knowing. You're separate from God. This is how they get that. There's a separation that happens in between. The only thing, evil cannot live in fear. Evil cannot live in knowledge. Are you hearing me? Evil cannot live in fear. Evil cannot live in knowledge. God cannot live in fear because God has knowledge. Get it? God is knowledge. God, generator, operator, and destroyer. That right there. For those who, God, what do you mean? We God, I'm God. Duh. What else could you be? But you can also be an ignorant God, calling yourself God and still not understanding these motherfucking principles that we standing on. Refine your standards, lowering your expectations. More coming soon. I ain't gonna give out at all right now. Stay tuned. But these things are evil. What does it say? Let's read that again. If a man indulges in sex, alcohol, drugs, he should not be judged on the act, purely on the act. He should be judged on his mental awareness, attitude, and purpose for which he practices it. What are you practicing it for? So you can be a freakish slut, right? But you can also do some freakish slut shit to get a higher level of understanding. You can also, that's not the word I want to use, but you can be a freakish slut and tap into higher realms or higher dimensions through sex. Or you can just be out here fucking everybody because you want to fuck everybody. I'm talking to men and women. You see what I'm saying? You can just be out here in your animal nature. But guess what? That animal nature, which is the instinct, which is the I want to fuck something to have some type of sex, that animal nature does not, just because it's an animal nature doesn't mean it can't be a bridge to get you to a higher point. That don't mean it can. It's all about, what did we just say? It's all about the awareness, attitude, and purpose for which you practice it for. So consecrate, which means to have a single point focus for whatever you're doing, held on some higher form of divinity, my niggas. That's why you can, niggas telling you don't celebrate Christmas. You can celebrate Christmas. You can take that Christmas energy and use it for something totally different than what everybody else around you is doing. Of course, because you probably the only I know you. You the black sheep in the family. Don't nobody understand you. Don't nobody want to talk to you because every time you come around, you talking about some conscious shit. I know you because I'm you. I'm the same person. I was there. But now, guess what? I can still, if you don't like your family, then just don't like them. But if you bring your motherfucking ass around the family, you got to pay attention to the energies that rule this, right? If you paying attention to, oh, yo, peace, 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 peace. The more, I hate fucking up people's name, please. I know we follow each other on Instagram, but I hate fucking up people's name. I'm sorry. But peace. Appreciate you for showing up, love. Stand on motherfucking principle. That's what we here to do. So you can turn any moment, any energy into something. You can transmute it into something useful and appropriate for your development. This is what I be trying to tell folks. Like, this spiritual shit is not that hard. And you also be fucking up because you be looking for something grandiose. That's because you've been trained in your mind to think about spirituality and spirits in the forms that you see them on TV. You said it's all good. Appreciate you, love. Appreciate you for the pass, giving me that pass. We are trained to see spirits in the way that they put them on TV. So that's where your mental training comes from. So spirituality is nothing but busting up old thought forms and creating something more new and useful and appropriate. This is what we talk about when I say cosmic P. This is cosmic principles. You need to get off the principles of culture, superstition, and closed off male chauvinism religion. You need to get up off of them principles. It's going to be hard to break. Because the way that you think about money, the way that you think about sex, the way that you think about love, the way that you think about spirits is all based off of all of that. It's not based off of the cosmic P that we standing on. Dig. Whoa. This what type shit we talking about here. So if it's not the action, if it's not the action, but it's the mental awareness and the purpose and the intent behind what you're doing, that's God. Don't call yourself God. You ain't moving like that. Don't call yourself God. You talking about you don't have to celebrate Christmas. I'm just using that as a fucking example because we're around that time. Don't call yourself God if you ain't using that shit to your benefit. What did we talk about yesterday? You don't just pull down energies from the cosmos, from the most high, from the universe, whatever the fuck we want to call it. That's selfishness. And it's also going to fuck you up. You need to be pulling up the elemental energy that's here on you. You pulling that up, sending that up, and then you receiving something back down. What did I tell y'all? Oh, I ain't even posted that video yet, but it's from the last video yesterday. We whatever day I did a live, I guess that was yesterday. We don't sit here and pull down energies like that. Comes from prayer. And nothing, I don't even think nothing's wrong with prayer. My mind has been reformed on that because I see in a whole different light. What that is you niggas been begging. You just beg, God, please do this for me. God, please do this for me. God, please do this for me. God, do this for me. You get me out of this. You do this for me. You do this for me. You niggas don't never try to see what's up with God and how God doing. And if you God yourself, you need to be checking on yourself and seeing how the fuck you doing on the inner planes. Hopefully I'm making sense to some motherfucking body. Obviously, she gets it. And that's all that fucking matters. So, what's the evil fucking spirit? It's ignorance. You're going to be able to connect ignorance to everything that I'm saying. It's ignorance. We just don't know. And that's okay. As my favorite person says, that's okay. But how long is it going? You can be okay with that. You can be okay with that. You can be fine and fucking dandy with that. I'm speaking to the people who's looking for somebody to not give them the sugar-coated shit, who's been through the shit, who's made the mistakes, who's figured it out through trial and error, or the people that just want to be around like-minded individuals. I get it. We human beings. We based off relationships. We based off relationships. That's what we're based off of. So there's a relationship between the higher plane and the lower plane as well. Everything's relationships. And if you don't understand that relationship, you're ignorant, and therefore you call it evil. Swear to y'all, this spiritual shit is not that fucking hard. You just gotta go through the motions to get to where the fuck you're going. When I say it's not that hard, I mean to comprehend. Yeah, it's not that hard to comprehend. It's just written in a whole bunch of books with a whole bunch of fluff, and a lot of people use a lot of fluffy shit because they don't really understand it. They can't break it down on an ABC level like this. When you break it down on an ABC level like this, that means you want that person understands it. I can teach it to your 5-year-old because I got to be able to tap into a 5-year-old's mind. You should be able to get to that point where you can teach it to a 5-year-old or on a 5th grade level. Did you know that they say most 80% of Americans or some high ass percentage like that read on a fucking 5th grade level? There's this psychologist who did a breakdown of, listen, check this out, ignorance. There's a psychologist who did a breakdown on, or a marketer who did a breakdown because he deals with psychology. He did a breakdown on like the past 4 presidential elections, or he did one on Donald Trump elections. I mean, it's Donald Trump election on the past election. And this is what he said. He said, based off of the fact that people in America speak on a certain grade level and read on a certain grade level, which is very low, no higher than 6th grade, Donald Trump spoke to those people. He didn't do the big words and act and talk in like in these higher, and let's reverberate off of the dew of the universe's magnesium magnetic fields and bring it back to the auric field, down the astral planes, back up to the. He didn't speak like, obviously he don't speak like that, but I'm saying he didn't speak in this high manner because majority of people read on a fucking 5th grade level. And look what happened. You see what I'm saying? Clear cut, dry, straight to the point. Whether we agree with it or not, my opinion doesn't fucking matter. I am the observer. I'm here to see and speak on what I observe. We don't have to agree with the nigga. He spoke to a lot of people and it showed up because they showed out. He spoke to them in words that they can fucking understand. He understood where those people who voted for him felt what they felt. He made sure he did that. So call him evil all you want. I can't call it evil. Why? Because I'm not ignorant. I understand it. I don't give a fuck about him or what his agenda is. So if he invokes spirits and perform rites and rituals which can be commonly referred to as black magic, we should not criticize him on the basis of his actions, but on the basis of his motives for doing so. What you doing with black magic? What you doing with La Santisa Santa Muerte back there? What you doing with it? I ain't never, ever had to use no motherfucking spirit to get at a woman, to get at a nigga, to attack this and attack that. You watch my old videos when I first started this YouTube shit earlier this year. It was always for transformation, inner transformation. Because when we dealing with dark spirits, we dealing with the subconscious mind. We dealing with the hidden. Dark does not mean evil. See, there's a barrier. What's in between knowing? What's in between knowing? You and knowing. What's in between you and God? Ignorance. Because if you wasn't ignorant, you would know that God is always around you. You would think I'm going to God. No, nigga, you already at God. You already in God. You already is God. Ignorance is the barrier. That's evil. Let's see what else I'm finna say. What are fears? Because I say evil. Evil is ignorance, but it's covered up as fear. I forgot what I said earlier, but it's covered up as fear. So you got fear. That's really what you are. You in fear. But what it really is on another level is what you calling it is evil. No, evil is covered up. Evil is the cover up, but it's fear that's actually got you. But fear is a product of ignorance. So evil ultimately comes from ignorance. What is fear? Can it be used? What is fear? What are fears but passions? What are fear and passions but forces of energy? The emotions we experience in our daily lives are enough to drive a person crazy. Balance cannot be maintained, and people are driven to insane acts of murder, rape, and crime. What will happen if your mind is confronted by the full force of fear and passion that exists within you? This shit already exists within you because we are in the plane of duality. So that's why I dropped it down from saying like stay away from these spirits at least 99% of the time you should, because I can't say 100% because those things are instilled in you for a fucking reason. You should be scared to take the to get shot in the motherfucking face. You see what I'm saying? So you should be in fear of that. It's not like that fear is not conducive. It's not something that's needed. You should be scared to in fear to put your hand on a goddamn burning eye. At least in the West, because we ain't dealing with the cities like that, right? We ain't dealing with the powers like that. So this is where we're going with this shit. Ignorance is the true evil spirit. Once you because what is evil? Evil is darkness, right? If evil is darkness, what makes darkness go away? I'll wait. I ain't waiting no more. Light. Light makes darkness go away. So what are we talking about here? Enlightenment. We're talking about enlightenment. And what is enlightenment? Coming into knowledge and knowing, not believing, not hoping, not guessing. We come into knowledge of knowing. Knowing is the only way to rid evil. I know this is making sense to y'all. At least your subconscious mind and your spirit, your intuitive mind knows what I'm talking about. It's not that scary. It's very simple. Ignorance is the ultimate evil. Ignorance is the ultimate evil. What does she say? What happened if your mind is confronted by the full force of fear and passion that exists within you? What do you do? Because this is shadow work. What happens? So people get to talking about they want to fuck with the Kalipov and the dark spirits of the tree and the 72 Goetia. Like, what are you tapping into? What you're tapping into is an uncollective consciousness of things that are no longer useful and appropriate that has been classified as evil, but they're just not useful and appropriate in its dimension anymore. So you get to fucking with certain spirits, even the so-called spirits that you think is good, because you don't understand a principle. You think they actually whatever the fuck you think they are, like some humans or some animal god sitting in the sky somewhere. You get to tapping into this, and it's fuck. You see what we read the other day, right? About mental the mental uncleanliness and the spiritual uncleanliness and how that can relate to mental disturbance because you have not tapped into your motherfucking self. You have not dealt with your fears. You haven't dealt with them. You have not dealt with your hate and anger that you have towards your mother, your father, your brother, men for women, and men who are mad at other men, father, women and men mad at it. You haven't dealt with that. You haven't dealt with why. All you can come up with is some social shit, which we know our social environment is constructed by motherfuckers who are not like us. You should come into understanding and knowing that. So what the fuck is the problem with you? If you spiritual and you sitting here still talking about men and women, men this and women that, you should what the fuck are you spiritual for if you ain't coming into understanding? You should be understanding what's going on here. You should be deciphering what's going on here. You shouldn't be fucking complaining about dating. I get it. But what I'm saying here, there should be a higher level of understanding as well. There should not be more complaints than there is of aha moments saying, oh, I understand what's going on with men. Oh, I understand what's going on with women. Why are you not there mentally? This spiritual shit is a fad for y'all. That will fade. Watch what comes this year. This is my prediction. Watch what comes this year. Let me see what she say. She says, facts and knowing is perceiving the actual makeup and function of energy, and even further knowing the possibilities and outcomes when that energy is present in experience. She fucking gets it. This is it. It's simple. Now, when I say it's simple, I don't mean you don't have to go through work. You can look at the way she wrote that sentence. That means she understands. That means she's had experience. There's just not some mumbo jumbo you see on TikTok. This is what we talking about. You should be able to see the divinity in it. Because you want me to tell you what I feel about men and women? Let's go. Here's my opinion. Here's my thesis. Right? If you understand the universe and understand that as above, so below, people say that all the time, but do they know what the fuck that really means? Chris Dixon, peace, bro. Peace, peace, peace. My fellow cosmic P pusher standing on motherfucking principle. What do I think about what's going on with men and women? I made this post on Threads the other day. Like, okay, now that I'm looking at this and I have a better understanding of energy, what's actually going on with men and women? Because women are saying men are more in a feminine, and the women are saying men are saying that women are more in their masculine. Let's look at the principle of masculine and feminine, not man and woman. The masculine doesn't mean man, feminine doesn't mean woman. That's not what it means. That's how we can show up, but that's not what it means. And remember, I told you, we down here where all the masculine and feminine energy intertwines into one. Why do you think we always say man and woman have masculine and feminine energy in them? But for some reason, when we get to talking like that on social media, we get to talking like men and women are different because she's the divine feminine, he's the divine masculine, or he like the bullshit. But anyway, it's like spiritual fucking politics around this bitch. Like, fuck is y'all doing, man? You should just be getting an understanding. Ain't no motherfucking politicking around this bitch. Not me. I ain't got time to politic with you. I just want to know truth. I just want to get an understanding of truth. So here's what I see. So if women are saying men are in their feminine, what is feminine? Feminine principle is the pillar of severity. You see that? Severity. That's the feminine principle. What are some key words used for the feminine principle? Understanding, severity, justice, and strength, glory. Huh? That don't sound like the man, though, right? That's the shit you will put on a man and say a man is they severe, they're not understanding, whatever the fuck the case you may say. But those are feminine, those are some words that are analogies that go along with the feminine principle. Because what is the feminine principle? The feminine principle sets restrictions and sets limitations and builds forms. Listen to the key words that I say: restrictions, limits, form building, breaking forms down. You can build forms in a mental plane. You can build forms on a physical plane. You can build forms. A business is a form. You see what I'm saying? Setting limitations. Any type of way you can think about limitations. This is a feminine principle when you set limitations. Because to set a limitation, that's how you create something. This King of Cups card comes from a big sheet of like cardboard, like paper. They had to cut out it from that piece of paper to make this small one, right? That's creating a form. That's setting limitation because it was something bigger at first. That's setting limitation. That's breaking down a form. So creating this is a feminine principle. Does that sound like what men are doing? Does that sound like what men are doing? Men are getting more intellectual. That's a principle. Dealing with Mercury, the planet Mars, and the planet Saturn. That's a feminine principle. Those are feminine principles. Let's look at the masculine principle. So women are saying men are more masculine. I mean, more feminine now. And men are saying women are more masculine. Right? Yeah, men are saying women are more masculine. So what are we saying here? What's the masculine principle? Mercy. What does the masculine principle do? The masculine principle holistically is a free flowing energy, right? The feminine principle is a what? A restricting and a more rigid energy. So now men got some type of standards and they ain't, now that when you get to acting like you got some type of standards, they get to calling your ass sassy. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you got some type of standards, they get to calling your ass sassy. And this is, I'm not taking none of this personal, so don't run away. I'm just speaking on what I see. That's a feminine principle. So what I'm saying is I'm agreeing with women saying men are going in a more in their feminine. They're leaning more over to their inner feminine because, right, we both have masculine and feminine in us. And women are going more into the masculine principle. The masculine principle is a dynamic energy. It's free flowing. Spirit is masculine. I know you thought it was feminine, but it's masculine when you check the principle. That's why I always talk about, if you look at the mythology, you see all the male deity, father deities are never there. It's not because they deadbeats. It's not because Osiris got chopped up in 14 pieces and killed. Yes, it's that, but what does that mean? Oh, God, he's the God of the underworld. Yeah, but what does that mean? He's not present because spirit is not present. The soul, let me be more clear. The soul is not present in the manifest reality. The masculine principle is elusive. It's dynamic. It's moving. It's free flowing. The feminine principle is what creates the structure, sets limits, sets forms. So we have some women that are more in their free flowing state. I ain't finna let no man tie me down. I ain't changing for no man. Calling other women pick me's because she want to get with a man, and have some type of structure. That's her life. You should leave her the fuck alone. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about the principle behind the energies. So are women right when they say men are in their feminine and men are saying women are in their masculine? Women wants to be more free flowing. We got slut walks and, you know what I'm saying, promotion of the whole culture. I'm not telling you my opinion about how I feel about it. I'm telling you the principles. This is the principles that I stand on. To get a understanding is my number one principle. Fuck my personal opinion. I can share that with my friends next to me. But even then, I have a personal opinion. I'm not attached to it. Why am I not attached to it? Because I'm not full of my fucking ego, which is attachment, which is identifying things. or making an identification with something. I'm not attached. If you just join, hit that like button. I'm not attached to my opinion. It can change. What I thought about spirituality 11 years ago when I started, my nigga, I'm 10, boy, I'm 11 times, I didn't 11x that. It didn't change. Hell, what I thought last year has changed this year. It's evolving. If you're not evolving, that's evil. Evil is ignorance. You're separating yourself from knowing. In religious terms, you're separating yourself from God. Hey, let's read Dion Fortune's book, Cosmic Doctrine. Let's read something about it here. What does she say? The cosmos itself has to strive to attain adjustment at the commencement of each phase of its evolution. In the irregular types which occur before adjustment is effected, and which have to be pulled straight in the course of evolution. Evolution is dealing with God, is dealing with love, union, are the okay, hold on, and which have to be pulled straight in the course of evolution are the origins of this evil, in the sense in which the word is popularly used. Cosmic evil is a limitation and opposing. Hold on, what the fuck? Cosmic evil is a limitation and opposing and is the prime condition of manifestation. It's the prime condition of manifestation, limiting. This is why in these ancient religions they made the woman evil. You got to understand. They're not talking about the physical woman. They're talking about the physical, the feminine principle. What did I just show you? Saturn is Saturn, which is Bina, is the highest form. This is what we call Big Mama, the Great Mother. What did I say she does? She takes the force, she takes the spirit, she takes the semen from the masculine principle, the supernal father. She takes it and receives it. And out of receiving, what does she do? She creates reality. The universe comes into creation out of the divine feminine. Why do they call it evil? Think about it in this terminology, right? If you think about it in this terminology, why do they call that evil? That don't sound bad. All she doing is creating, right? So you already know, what does the woman do when she takes the seed from you, from the man? She forms it and creates limitation. She creates forms and set limitations within her womb. You see, am I making sense? So that's one aspect that a form and limitation is being set. Because can a man set forms and limitation? Yes, he cannot give birth, but can he set forms and limitations? So when a man is setting forms and limitations, he's working in his feminine energy. Do you hear me? When a man is working, setting forms and limitations, this nigga is working in his feminine energy. So why do they call the woman evil? Why do they call that evil? Because if you are free, this is the analogy I like to use. If you running around Big Mama house, your grandmama house as a kid, you run around until you goddamn fall out. You just running in and out her goddamn door. You and all your 5, 6 cousins, y'all running in and out. Come here, sit y'all ass down. Sit y'all ass down. Y'all making all that damn noise, doing all this. Y'all gonna tear my goddamn door up. And y'all might be tearing your grandmama goddamn door up. Running in and out, Sunshine Chick. Peace. My fellow comic, Pete Pusher. So if y'all running around in and out, that's the masculine principle. That's masculine principle. It's free flowing. It's doing what it wants to do. Nobody can tell it anything. Does it sound like what people may be saying women are doing? Can't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear nothing a man got to say. We don't do it for men. I'm not talking about my personal opinion. I'm talking about the observation. Because I don't care what all women do. I don't care what all men do. I only care about the men that's my homeboys, what they do, and the women that's my friend or my woman, what they do. That's it. Everybody else do what the fuck you want. This is my observation of what's happening. So if the free flowing energy, right? Am I here? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know I ain't tripping. Drop something in the comment. Hit the like button. Drop a SOP in the comments if you can hear me, or am I breaking up? I'll wait. What was I at? Feminine energy. Ain't nobody gonna drop no SOP in the comments. What the fuck is y'all at? God damn, people over there on IG. What are y'all doing on IG? Bring y'all ass over here to motherfucking Instagram. Probably people over here on Facebook comment. But whatever, man. God damn, man. So what I was saying was we got an SOP. We got a motherfucking SOP. So if you use the representation of the kids running around grandmama house and making all this goddamn noise and running wild and young, wild and free, right? That's a masculine principle, which is why Venus is on the masculine side. Where everybody talking about love and light or being free sexually, that's a masculine principle. Ooh, I ain't tell you that, did they? I know they didn't. I know they didn't. That's because we try to take principles and make them a gender thing. That's the human ego. That's not man or woman. That's man and woman. That's human. So if you just wild fronted running free flowing energy at your goddamn grandmama house and she tell you to sit the fuck down, go in and take a bath, get ready for lunch and dinner, you don't want to eat. You want to be outside running with Ryan, playing with your cousins, doing badass kids shit. That's what you want to be doing. So when she place limitations on your ass and make your ass say yes sir and yes ma'am, and you a little girl cross your legs, you gonna call that evil. I can't stand grandma, bro. She mean. This is why the divine feminine principle was called evil. Because the little kids running around is the spirit, the soul, the masculine principle. And the one that's placing limitations on that spirit and soul, then give it form so it can become something and create something and be something of yourself, you're getting called evil. That is evil, my people. On esoteric or occult level of understanding and on a human level of understanding. And if you don't understand that, that's because there's a barrier. What do we call that barrier? Ignorance. But ignorance is disguised as fear. So under the fear is actually ignorance. Because once you become, what did I say? What's the opposite of darkness? Well, human terms, regular human terms, we call it light. And what's the only thing that can clear the light? What's the only thing that can clear the darkness, which is light? And what are we doing on our spiritual journey? Getting enlightenment. So what's the only thing that can destroy evil? Enlightenment, knowledge, to rid ignorance of itself. That's cosmic P. If you're watching this, that's a SO motherfucking P to stand on. That's a principle to stand on. That's a cosmic principle to stand on. That's why, shout out to Travis Majors, we don't use the term good and evil. We use useful and appropriate. What's useful and appropriate? Is it appropriate at this point to set some limitations? Is it appropriate at this point to be free and flowing for whatever desired effect that we're trying to get? What's my name? No, that's why this has been my rap name. Now it's still my name or my title or my mantra. You can say this to yourself every morning. Look at yourself deep into your eyes, gaze into your motherfucking eyes. No obstacles will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. Say that to yourself. I say it to myself every morning and when I go to sleep and anytime that I feel like it. No obstacles will apprehend you. They can't because obstacles don't exist. Once you understand there ain't no enemies and everything works in your favors, that obstacle is actually a fucking opportunity. An opportunity for what though? An opportunity to know, to shed light on darkness, to have an understanding, to come into knowing, into knowledge. Ignorance is the true evil, y'all. Stay away from that spirit. Stay away from ignorance. Unless you were like, ooh, I want to know what set myself on fire is. You probably don't want to know what that feel like. You might want to stay ignorant of that, you know. But hey, your life, you God, do what the fuck thou wilt with that information I just gave you. Shout out to everybody that showed up, man. This is gonna be a short one. Wasn't gonna be a long one. Wasn't gonna be a long one. Not gonna be a long one. I appreciate you for showing up, y'all. And then somebody else got something they want to say because it's going from Instagram and Facebook and I don't know. So with y'all, hopefully y'all staying away from that evil spirit of fear and ignorance. I was gonna talk about something else, but what time we got? I had something else prepared, but I said I may say that for another one. Let's see. Y'all ever see the shit, man? I be seeing shit online, bro. Motherfuckers be like, please, y'all, if y'all here, hit the like button and share this shit. If it made sense to you, please share it. That's all I'm at. Y'all don't know how fucking far a share and a like goes. It goes very far, especially if you see this information is useful and appropriate. I know it may not be love and light to consider to what everybody else is talking about. I know I may talk like a regular nigga you see on the corner, may even look like it, but this ain't that. It's shit that I be seeing, bro. Like I don't know who the fuck these folk be learning from. They becoming so high and mighty and such a spiritual authority on social media platforms. I don't think I'm an authority. Only authority I have is over me and my perception, right? Because this spiritual shit is about self-realizations. This shit is about self-realizations. This is not about debates. We're not here to have, you can if that's what you want to do, but a person who understands the subtle planes of understanding of the mind knows that all you're trying to do is prove that you are smarter than someone else. That's it. You're trying to prove that you're smarter than someone else. And it says a lot about you. That says a lot about you. You're trying to prove to everybody else that you're the right one. I'm right. He's wrong. Listen to me. If hold up. Said definitely keep it in alignment with growth instead of getting looped into the ignorance. It's a constant choice. Facts. It's a choice. And once you say fuck the choice and you make a decision to have this type of mindset she just said here, once you make that decision, out of all them choices, you make a decision. Decision means to slice away, which is a feminine principle, to set limits, to break down and create something new. So once you make this decision to create something new, a new paradigm, a new reality for yourself, a new mind frame, a new thought form, some new principles to stand on, you evolve. Honestly, they be learning from YouTubers and TikToker. Hold up. That are in the algorithm, but they take what they say and run with it. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I see. It's like, damn, so what the fuck are these See, I got a TikTok, which is obviously in my what's the name. Like I got a TikTok at my Gnosis. I just post and just leave. I use TikTok to find restaurants and shit. I don't know what the fuck should be talking about unless people send it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't even me being full of myself. I just don't fuck with TikTok on that level. I use it for like shit. Oh, let me figure out about okay, is it a new some way to get money doing this? Is it something like this? Or how to use AI to do this and like shit like that. I'm not on there looking for motherfuckers who dropping shit about spirituality. Not to say there's nobody who's not on there standing on some real cosmic P. I can't say that. I'll never say that. But 9 times out of 10, the ones who really pushing that type shit, who pushing some real cosmic evolutionary mind type of principles, they get overlooked because they're not doing the trendy shit. See, this is about as far as I can go. Using a title like this, a clickbait title, what no one tells you about evil spirits. You got to put shit up there like that because it needs to get to people. Unfortunately, this is psychology. You need to understand psychology. The good and the bad side. Yes, you do. You need to understand psychology. So I can use some clickbaity ass titles like this to bring your ass in here to understand, ooh, the two evil spirits that no one's telling you about. Some woo woo ass shit, and then I get your ass over here and give you some real deal shit. See, it'll be fucked up. I came here and gave you some woo wah ass shits. Oh yeah, this spirit, Santisa Santa Muerte, she's the most powerful evil spirit. She does this and does that. I'm giving it to you in human ass terms. That's why people not growing because on TikTok they telling you shit like that. You take a rosebud and you do this. And I'm not saying the ritual is not working, but you need to understand the psychology behind a ritual. What's the psychology behind a ritual? Why are you using a rose? Why are you using honey? Why are you using apples? Why are you using bones? Niggas don't know. Niggas just see it on TikTok and run with it and go. Whoa. I'm not that type of guy. I can't live with my heart knowing that I could have gave some real useful information that can be understood on a basic level to understand what the fuck is really going on. He said, "My heart, mind open, but but my sword is out simultaneously, as should be. It should be." Deanna, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? A P pusher. Shout out to you for showing up. So, like, that's why I'm at with it. I gotta understand, like, damn, I gotta use titles like the truth about this and the truth about that. It's like, but I'm not getting on here just giving you some shit just to goddamn get views. Like this shit actually helps people get an understanding. This fuck it, it actually resonates with people. People don't leave here feeling stupider than when they came. You see what I'm saying? You don't leave here stupider than what you came. Those are the type of principles that I stand on. And I need to get it out to more people. But I understand how the universal principles work. The teacher will appear when the student is ready, not the student will appear when the teacher is ready. That don't work. I'm not going finding people on Instagram and TikTok and commenting on they shit. Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Come over here and look at this. You don't know what you're talking about. Why you talking about that? You don't know what you're talking about. You stupid. If I know they don't understand what they talk, I skip over it. Or if I can put it in a manner to where I feel like I can, because some people may say something. Hey, what is astro traveling? Hey, I think I've astro traveled. Is it this, and this, and this, and that? I was like, okay, so they're inviting for people to come over and give tips and bits. So, okay, yeah, hey, it's actually this. I remember I used to think it was this, and then I got more understanding and more experience in the astro plane, and this actually this and this and this and this. Here's some sources. Deanna says she like, oh damn, I don't even remember what the fuck I said no more. Nigga be flowing. I don't remember what the fuck I said no more. Asking yourself, hold up, asking yourself that about where you are in your environment is a very insightful question. Am I going to leave here feeling stupider than what I am? That's what's going on with a lot of Instagram or TikTok shit. Because I'm looking at the ones who actually put a lot of shit. proof for shit out. It's they didn't grew to what they got to over years. It takes a while, right? It takes a while to get to where the fuck you're trying to go, because you gotta withstand all the bullshit. So even though this is my first year doing YouTube, you can tell I'm speaking from a person who's had experience and has level of understanding. So it's gonna take a while. So y'all who's showing up here, y'all right here with me at the beginning. And when y'all share y'all experiences, when I'm watching y'all stories, when y'all talk to me, when I talk to y'all, y'all helping me update and understand. And I should be doing the same shit. I should be able to provide a different perspective from the way that you look at it. That's how we learn. Being open to new perspectives. It's not just about my perspective. I need to be able to see from your perspective as well. Hopefully that's making sense. Hold up. I gotta end Instagram, y'all. Back over here to YouTube. All right. So profound. Hold up. Hold up. God damn it. Hold up, y'all. Don't leave me. Don't leave. Profound. Truly. Cause wherever you at, you can learn something. So even if you do feel stupid, why? That's the big question. Why do you feel stupid? Turn inward and feel like, why do I feel stupid? Why do I feel inadequate? Why do I feel like I don't know? What is it? Or why did I click on this motherfucker's TikTok? Is it because she's a spiritual baddie? Or he's a handsome spiritual? I don't know what the fuck they call men. But is he because a handsome spiritual? Or am I clicking on this shit because he's actually saying some shit that makes me think? And when I leave, I can add something new to my understanding or my point of view of seeing things. Because we're humans, right? We like to see the shit our way. It's a human thing. We like to see the shit our way. But once we're able to see shit from different points of views, why? Because everything in the spiritual realm can be viewed from different point of views. That's why it's about your personal breakthroughs. That right. That's why it's about your personal breakthroughs. It's not about who can read every word and pronounce it and know all the meanings. Who actually knows the truth about the Kemites were black, or who actually knows what E equals MC squared means. Like, what the fuck does that do? I'm learning. In learning, you will teach, and in teaching, you will learn. Simple principle right there. That's why I engage with people. That's why I like people to come in. What's the name? That's why I'm engaging with stories, especially if you're a cool person. Even fucking better if you're cool. You see what I'm saying? Like, even fucking better. But like, that's why I'm sticking my hand out there. It's like, hey, I can provide consultations. If you need some type of structure, or if you have something you don't understand, like a nigga been in this motherfucker for 11 years, been doing this shit. And I talk to you like a nigga that you already know. I don't talk to you like, hey, brother, sister, hotel, brother, beloved, peace, brother. We are gods, brother. There is no God other than a black man, a black woman. You talk to a nigga like that, you like, I think, you fit that shit's kind of uncomfortable. Cause nobody really talks like that all fucking day. So you know they hiding some shit, man. Come on, man. We ain't on that over here. You can be a regular nigga like me and get to understand. Some facts, my cosmic cousin. Cosmic kinfolks. Welcome to the cosmic kinfolks. Who's standing on cosmic P. So with that being said, y'all, it's like, hey man, like where y'all at with it? You know what I'm saying? Anything else anybody want to talk about? Any questions? Because I got 2 people coming, but we got way more people watching. And that's fine, because I know some people don't like to get in the comments, because sometimes people feel like, I don't want to ask that question. That's a stupid question. It's not. That's what learning is about. You ask questions. You ask questions. It shouldn't be fucking embarrassing. I asked Travis Majors questions. I asked panic questions. If I was conscious when Bobby Hemmett was still teaching, I would have asked Bobby Hemmett fucking questions. I want to know. It's about getting to know. Because what's that bridge in between knowing? Ignorance. Ignorance is the true evil. So what does cosmic mean? Society ejects. What the fuck does cosmic means? Hold up. Damn it. Did it show up? There you go. What the fuck does cosmic mean? Besides a description to describe a springboard that the universe comes from. What the fuck does it actually mean? It's a mimic of something? Is it a cos mimic? Is it because we think about costume? Is it a cover up of something that actually comes before it that made manifest, which we get to talk about the unmanifest? Because what the fuck does anything mean? But I said anything. What the fuck does that mean? What's the principle behind cosmos? Because if we go in here, I've never heard anybody talk about the cosmos in the way that she talked about it. I got enlightened on what the fuck the cosmos is. So Society Ejects did as well. I don't know how long ago Society just read that, but like, what the fuck is it? Because we can look up the definition, right? But do we understand it? It's a precursor to the universe. It's a precursor to the manifest reality. It's what the manifest reality of the universe is based off of. It's more like the skeleton or the blueprint of what the universe is based off of. And that's why it has to be given through in mythology, because it's not something easy that we can just completely straightforward explain. It's given through mythology, through symbolism. That's the only way to give you symbolism. Damn, did my comments free? Where everybody at? Everybody that left? I still see people. I don't know. My shit may be tripping. Come on, y'all. But yeah, though, so y'all, when we talking cosmos, that's what especially when I'm saying cosmic P, I'm putting my wig on. Oh, she said I'm putting my wig on. I thought Society Eject said he putting his wig on. I said, hold on. Hey, she crazy said, I'm putting my wig on. It's okay. You have to tell everybody what you're doing. You good. uh, put a wig on. But yeah, so when I'm bringing this up, it's understanding the principles that the cosmos was founded upon. And the principles that the cosmos was founded upon is the very principles that the universe is founded upon, because they are small. It's a replica. You've heard we live in a dream, or we live in a copy of a copy, right? So this universe here is a copy of what came before it. Where you at, Sajada Ejects? You just showed up, bro, and disappeared, bro. Bro, gonna drop a comment and just go. So, understanding these same principles is the same principles that set up the cosmos, that set up the cosmic. We get the cosmic doctrine. So you got the ring cosmos, then you got the ring chaos, then you got the ring past, not these threes, right? You got these threes that set up the foundation of the cosmos, that set up the foundation of this universe. And what do we know now when we talk about threes? We talk about the three gunas, right? The sattvic, the rajasic, and the tamasic, right? I know y'all know that, but I'm just saying. Peace, AZW. So we got the active part, we got the dormant part, and we got the middle balanced out, or blissful state, right? We got these three. And it shows up in the ring cosmos. It shows up in her. Fuck it. Give you a visual. Here's the ring Cosmos and chaos. Ring cosmos, right to left, which is evolution, and ring chaos is which is devolution, which you may call evil. So what did that mean? What do we say about evil and what they came up with talking about evil? It says limitations. It makes forms. So when this creates something, this breaks it down and throws out the unuseful and appropriate parts. And then you have something on the outside dealing with the ring past knots, which also sets limits, which says balance. Right. So I got this video. I got a fucking 5 hour video on it. I'm tripping. I got a 5 hour video on that. But I'm just giving an example for the newcomers coming in here. It's called the Bobby Hemmett dropout video. I went through that very, very thoroughly. Okay, I was only asking because for me, that world invoked the physical relating to the universe or cosmos. Damn, society ejects. I don't know. Did you mean word or world? Okay, I was only asking because for me that I want to say you said you mean word. Word invoked the physical relating to the universe or cosmos, especially as distinct from the earth. I want to say I know exactly what you mean, but I don't. Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying the word cosmos actually invokes something in you that makes you think about the physical reality versus something non-physical, something non-locale. Is that what you're saying? Let me make sure. And if y'all look up here in the corner, right there, right there. Hold up, y'all. I don't get it there. That right there, those three right there, that's representing ring cosmos, ring chaos, and ring past not. That's my symbol to show the three rings that brought manifest reality into reality. Those three. So if you didn't know, I just gave you some hidden symbology that's always showing up, and you just don't know what the fuck it means. That's my symbol. Okay, yeah, okay, I got you, Society Ejects. And I'm trying to see where I was at with the understanding of. I think when I first heard the word cosmos, I combined it with the terminology of universe. I didn't think it was a difference. I didn't think it was a difference until we tapped into this, and you was there, so you know. So like this changed my whole perception in general. But then again, let's go deeper because when we talking about the cosmos even coming into existence, right? Because the cosmos came into existence outside of the great entity, right? Which would be the unmanifest, right? So technically, it is closer to more of a physical existence or manifest existence. Technically, it can be considered that, but at that point, we're taking our conscious. I know you give me society jigs. We're taking our conscious far removed from human understanding, right? Chaos, right? Pure chaos. So to be able to even come into understanding of chaos, because like, is it really chaos or is it just chaos to the human level of perception? That's really what it is. It's chaos to the human level of perception. It's just a whole bunch of potential energy. So technically, and that's probably besides the point, but you know how we like to think, like we like to have abstract mind and think type shit. So technically, once a cosmos comes into existence, which means once some form of structure comes into existence, when some form of structure comes into existence, right? Manifest reality is created. That's a feminine principle. You need to know that. Wow, wow, wow. Shout out to Jay Harris coming in, standing on Cosmic P. Appreciate you for showing up again, Brody. This might be one I say run back. If you're just not showing up, I say run this one back. Whenever you get the time. Because we humans, we be busy. We got businesses, we got jobs, we got kids, we gotta take shits, we gotta eat, we gotta masturbate. If you're just joining, you don't know how childish I am sorry, because that made somebody drop off right there. You say masturbate? I thought you talking about spirituality. Masturbation is evil. What did we say evil was? Evil is covered up under the clothing of ignorance. You just don't know. That's it. So when you don't know, you're gonna classify it as evil. I said something in my video yesterday, y'all. If y'all ain't watching, I said, hey, especially being black, we like to say, well, the ancestors are actually coming in through, like that's what those hurricanes are. The ancestors, the ancestor spirits coming through, and they destroying all that. I'm like, okay, you say all that, but you act as if the innocent kids ain't dying in them hurricanes and them tropical storms. Elderly women ain't dying in them tropical storms. A newborn can't die in them tropical storms. But check this out. You may know that, right? But when a baby dies or an elderly person gets killed, you in tears about that. But when it happens with a hurricane, you in tears about that as well. And then in the same breath, that's our ancestors coming back. That's our ancestors coming back. So what the fuck? Are you telling me that you do or don't understand how spirits work? Spirits don't move with human moral thinking because it's not human. It's not set to the limitations you set by. It's set to a limitation. A fucking hurricane can't start in the middle of the Sahara Desert, so it has limitations. So I'm not saying that it's not a spirit. I'm not saying that, because we know what are spirits, elemental spirits, patterns, right? Consistent patterns. So what are you saying when you saying shit about spirits? When you're dealing with spirits, you thinking they think the way that you think, if they needed to think, depending on what type of spirits you're dealing with, because they thought forms. So when you're dealing with spirits, you need to get out of having a very human understanding of them. They only show up like a man and a woman because that's what a man and a woman can relate to. If I showed up to you as a glob, as a blob of blue blush, you don't even know what the fuck blue blush is. Can you imagine in your head right now? Picture what blue blush is. It's unfathomable to you. But if I say think about a white elephant, you just thought about a white elephant. You can't help it. Even if I say don't think about, do not listen. Do not think about a number 2 pencil. Do not think about a pen. Do not think about my purple hat. Don't think about that. Don't think about it. You're automatically thinking about it because you got a form that you can relate it to. But if I say, think about a schlop or kloopop, you can't think about it. You don't know what the fuck that is. This is the way spirits work. So, all right, y'all. Well, I said I was gonna get on here for an hour and 20 minutes. So we got 2 minutes left. Are you saying, oh, have I read Atlantis and Lemurians? Who is that by? Is that by damn, what's his name? I got his books over here. It's a him. He a theologist. He a theologian. Not Manly P. Hall. Fuck. I don't feel like trying to get up and get his book. Jot the author's name, bro. But I don't think so. Um, God damn, everybody knows his goddamn name. Is it Alan? Who the fuck? I can't think of it, y'all. Oh yeah, Rudolph. Frank Rudolph Young, right? Frank Rudolph Young. Hold up. Rudolph Steiner. My bad. Rudolph Steiner. Fuck is Frank Rudolph Young. Rudolph Steiner. I got a couple of his books over here, but nah, I didn't read that one on him. I didn't read that one on him. I actually believe I heard one of his lectures of the books on it though. But you know they end up, I think they made a lot of his books from lectures and shit. But Rudolph Steiner, yeah. I typically don't like the way he reads. I say reads. He writes, but I still do got a couple books I got from him. I read half of this one. It's another one that it was two other ones that I read before that one. No, I'm definitely, most definitely, bro. And I done heard, what's the name, Bobby done reference that shit plenty of times. Um, but I got the goddamn, I got a hell of a library over here. So typically, whenever Spirit called me to tap in, yeah, Rudolph Steiner, AZW. Oh, who the fuck I get Frank Rudolph Young from? I mean, the fuck is Frank Rudolph Young and some occult shit too, though, huh? Gotta be, cause where did that name just come from? Just cause he said Rudolph, I know, but yeah, How to Attain Knowledge of Higher Worlds by Rudolph Steiner. That's a fire one. I did one when I first started the YouTube about a year ago. It's on here, but yeah, nah, for sure, bro. So hell yeah, y'all. So we ran over another cosmic principle to stand upon. And if you haven't watched my video from yesterday, the 3 tips to help advance you, which is some clickbait shit, but at the same time, it's real shit. Like, I'm gonna use clickbait titles now because I understand marketing, but at the same time, I'm gonna give you some real deal shit. Either some shit you already know and align with, and you need to be reminded of, or if you're brand new, you can take this shit and run with it and be ahead of all that TikTok bullshit that ain't getting you nowhere and your levels of realization of self, of yourself, of yourself. Yeah, hold up. Frank Rudolph Young did do cyclomancy, right? Yeah. No, Brother Panic did he did that long ass video. That was on what's the name? ISIS thesis. But he did go into cyclomancy too. He just never got to talk to classes. My bad. He just never got to do the class. But yeah, y'all. The principle is to refine one of the cosmic principles. I will be releasing more as we go along, just not gonna do it all at once. But one is to refine your standards and lower your expectation. You refine your standards down to principles, right? If you refine your standards down to fucking principles, you get down to the principles. The principles are like the pillars and the foundation of a home. You strip all that other shit out. If all of that other shit gets stripped out, it don't matter because you got the principle, you got the foundation. You still got a roof over your head, and you still got a floor, and you still got walls protecting you from all the fuck shit. Right? That's what refine your standards means. So understand these principles here. Then lower your expectation because you never know how this shit gonna play out. That's how the manifest reality is. That's the point. If what's the fucking point of living on this plane of existence if you know everything that's about to fucking happen? What's the point of everything that's about to happen? The point of not knowing everything that's about to happen is the point of living. This is how you get experience. So lower your expectations. All you need to do is know if you standing on principles and you putting in the work, the so-called magic, the so-called whatever the fuck we want to call it. And I put it in quotation mark because it's like whatever the fuck you want to call it is what I'm saying. It's gonna work out in your favor. That's why my name is what? No obstacles will apprehend you. No way pop. This is my mantra. No obstacles will apprehend you. Prosper over pain. So you refine your standards, lower your expectations. Yesterday I did a deeper dive into that. I broke it down in threes and gave you a whole 3 on it, right? So that's useful and appropriate because no obstacles will apprehend you. Everything works out in my favor. It has to. It has to. It has to work out in your favor. I'm speaking for you. It has to work out in your favor. Everybody watching this video on a replay in right now, it works in your favor. Live by that. Create that new thought form as a principle in your mind. It don't matter what happens. You drop your burger on the floor. It works out in my favor. You don't know how. You just know it will. You break up in a relationship. It works out in my favor. You don't know how. You just know it will. You stub your toe. You don't know how, but it will work in your fucking favor. You never know. You're dating somebody. They treat you like shit. They dog you. I'm talking to men and women. You don't know how that's going to work in your favor. You're heartbroken. You're fucked up because you really like that person. Next thing you know, because you went through that shit with that hoe or that fuck nigga, you went to the store to get your big thing of ice cream and you ran into the one that was going to treat you better. The one that was going to help uplift you. Help, right? Because you're doing it, you're helping yourself as well. You didn't know that that was going to work in your favor, that fuck shit you went through. This is principle to stand upon. And we out this motherfucker, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Remember, stand on motherfucking principle. My cosmic P pushers. Remember, no obstacles will apprehend you. Peace. Oh, hit that motherfucking like button, dog.